Welcome everybody to the Onward VRML final week of regular season. My name's NightFiree with 2 E's. Today we're jumping into a silver tier matchup, a relatively highly voted Saturday night fight between Chronic and Blaze. 2 teams that have been around. Actually, I'm not sure on Chronic, but I know Blaze. Been around in the league for some time now, several seasons. Chronic coming in as of season 13, so just last season, but Blaze been around since season 4. Obviously, their roster has changed over the course of the years and the seasons, but they also do have some tried and true experienced players on their team, so Chronic definitely should be getting a challenge in front of them today. We'll see how Blaze play, and we'll jump right into the pick bans for the afternoon, considering that both Chronic and Blaze are almost all in lobby ready to go. Coming in from Chronic, we have a Subway and Abandoned ban, and coming in from Blaze, a Snow Peak Arctic ban. I believe the intention of these bans, likely a ban of weakness, or a ban of strength against their opponent. Looking at the stats here to see what you see. Yeah, Subway, their most played map for Blaze. Abandoned, one of their most won maps next to Shipyard. Interesting that Chronic leave that on the table. Indicator to me that they likely feel comfortable on Shipyard as well. And that is the case. They're second, well, tied with their first most played map. Haven't won it too many times with a 43% win rate, but no less, it is their most played and experienced map. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up going to Shipyard here this afternoon. Snow Peak and Arctic off the table, so 2 long-range maps gone. Leaves us with a limited long-range map pool. Downfall still on the table and does get chosen for map 1, so we are going to start this series off with a little bit of range, but I imagine carry ourselves into some closer quarters with Shipyard. Technically still a pretty long-range map because you're shooting across the entire map at some points. Shipyard, and if it's going to be up to Chronic for a map 3. Yeah, it could be Quarantine. Downfall, Shipyard, Quarantine. Pretty much the longest range series we could get with the bans that are in place, so that's where I'm going to guess we're headed here this afternoon. Just waiting on a 5th of Blaze to pop in, and then we will jump into our first round of map 1. Hopefully Blaze doesn't need to tap into the reservist pool in their final week of regular season. We will be taking a look at a Diamond matchup tomorrow, 12 p.m. PST. It'll be an EU series. If you want to catch that action, I would recommend it. We also will have Jack. Yeah, we have 2 more weeks of regular season for Blaston. Their postseason begins just after Onwards. 13th and 14th of May, 20th and 21st. Ultimex, I believe, is in a similar position. They have actually 1 more week of regular season and then a finals. Of course, the finals actually being played out live on stage at VRML Con June 3rd and 4th. Quite a few tickets sold already. It's going to be a pretty hype event, pretty crowded event. We've got a couple of sponsors coming on board. Should have some giveaways from HyperX at the event, so you can actually just get hardware there. Stuff like keyboards, maybe some mics, headphones. So if you can, I would recommend attending June 3rd and 4th at the McNichols Civic Center in Colorado, downtown Colorado. It's going to be a pretty hype weekend for VR and obviously for the VRML, so definitely looking forward to that. We're going to have merch and all kinds of different stuff on sale there, so do be sure to stop in if you can. We also have a deal with the local Holiday Inn Express for $139 a night, so if you do want to get a pretty affordable hotel rate as well, you can. Could have free play space, but what specific games are being played there is still TBD, and I think we only have technically 8 free play spaces, so not 10, but we do 2v2s. Anyway, looks like we're ready to go into map 1. I guess I didn't really explain that at the convention center it's going to be the finals for Ultimex and Blaston, and then on Sunday a all-day tournament for Echo Arena, basically the final esports event for that game before it goes away. Our first spawn takes us to the north. And we'll see how Chronic want to approach this one already. Andy Couch has found one. They've invested in a bit of an aggressive defensive setup here on the Blaze side of things. They're trying to push up to the corner. Zero shuts down another one up through the center. The Couch and Matt Outdoors just a few walls away. Zero can't quite ID select our Smiths up through the center yet. Have to kind of take a pretty risky peek through the window here, and they have checked now, but gonna see anyone yet. They may have seen that arc from that nade. If they're not careful, Smiths could peek that window and catch Zero here.
Came from the centermost.
Matt and Indy just a wall away. I doubt that Indy actually knows that Matt's here. Mr. 5 also barreling down here onto this spot.
Yeah, we're in twins.
Matt stays quiet. They very well have a couple of kills. There's one. Indy rounds, catches the quick refrag.
Five's gone, but I got the guy that got him.
Leaves Indy and Smiths alone, and the trio for Blaze left alive on objective.
One in upper red.
Callouts from Smiths coming in effectively. Ooh, and that's a nice fall. That was a nade that had the trajectory. It is up to the duo here. Indy catches another one. Maybe they had an accurate kill count, but they're pushing Smiths, and Indy had Overwatch to catch that kill. 2v2 here for round 1.
If you want to, okay. Yep, let's try and make a slow push.
Chronic looking to start their downfall pick here. A potential Marsoc win. They could get a little bit too greedy and go for too much, which could allow Blaze this defensive round, but we'll have to see. 2.5 left, 2:45 on the clock. Plenty of time to get utility, suppressive fire, rotate. This has to get across here. Aqua's position going to be a key one for them to identify as they cross. You're also in the window, and Smith tags that one. Aqua pops out. They catch Smiths rotating out. They do. A nice pick there. Does leave them alone, and they likely are going to rotate out towards objective, putting themselves out in the open. I doubt they stay tucked in there. Maybe they do. They feel confident in their defensive position, but it's risky. Very risky to hold that position alone. I suppose they have coverage of the whole front side. Oh, and the shots come in from Indy to catch the kill out. The final survivor with 1:30 left. Chronic takes round number 1. Almost a perfect opener if they could have gotten a cap, but still a Marsoc win on their map pick. Pretty good start to the series for Chronic. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going Shipyard map 2. Catch 4 and O on the round. Definitely doing some work up through the middle. But no, Indy was actually rotating in. They rotated in all the way from the south side. Either way. Solid job from them, 4-0. Everyone else on Blaze finding kills except for Pasquin. Ultimately, keeping it pretty tight down to the 1v1. Peeking out of the doorway, if necessary, in order to effectively watch the whole angle, but yeah, they needed to have a little bit of their body exposed there. They couldn't quite sit in the back corner and defend. Either way, a nice effort in Chronic. Go back onto the defense now. Same objective.
Where are you gonna go? Not sure where I'm.
We have a different spawn point for Blaze.
Fucking Zero. And his premonitions.
Blaze rolling out up the north side. Going to be probably a pretty heavy north push. Blaze going to find the whole team right out the gate at the window. Shots from capping over the top save this push. Could have been bad news if that had been successful. Does mean there's utility available for Aqua as well as smoke on the floor there.
I'm gonna try to go up there just to double tap it just to make sure.
Okay. Got an extra smoke here from that guy.
Alright, he's double tapped, he's definitely dead.
Some comms between Aqua and Zero. Aqua recognizing the opportunity for an extra smoke. And this team is in a pretty strong position. Gonna right down onto the objective. Indy is tucked into a tight corner, limiting their exposure. Keeping an eye on the windows to see any discoloration change. And Zero, as soon as they peek their head over that corner, could be catching a couple of bullets from Indy. Almost recognizing the threat of that window, they prone before peeking it. And they're identified by Indy. Zero peeks, and Indy snaps back on, and it's a trade with headshots on both sides. No res available, no comms available. Likely means both teams have an inaccurate kill count then. Have to see how both of them work with it, but for now, Blaze have the 4-3. Got control of the north. They've sent one all the way south. Aqua's still looking for more here. Steve Smith's on objective and nearly catches them.
Of the OBJ room, the center
Be cautious
area.
peeking this. Mr. 5 could find a line through the window.
Or the center room. There might be one in Tower. I'm not sure if that's Tower or Marside.
And Mr. 5 took some shots at Aqua, had an opportunity, but didn't quite
One in
land.
Tower, one in the OBJ center room. Where's his gun?
Mr. 5 seeing the cross there, trying to hit those shots from long range. Can't find him.
Okay, Sucky missed all my shots, but he's in northeast spawn building. Yeah, I just... Two of them come from the north. Well, it's called, yeah, sure, why not? It's technically called northeast spawn building.
Reloaded and holding the bottom floor. Matt is slowly working their way to the second story, unaware that Mr. 5 is on the bottom floor here. Knows that someone's here. But now after clearing the second story, we'll know that Mr. 5's beneath them. Blaze seemingly getting prepped to push. They only have 2 minutes left, so they're going to have to start to move. Captain slowly proning their way up here. Not going to get spotted out right away by Mr. 5. And Mr. 5 doesn't see him because they almost blend into the wall. See, they look like a piece of the wall there in the corner.
They kill Smith. Might want to rotate soon.
Oh no, swing. Oh, and there are the shots that come in from Captain. Mr. 5 tucks in, catches the ankles of Matt, has to turn around and find Cap in a very nice rotation. They're going to take shots down towards the objective. Fending that off is Select Pi, actually. Captain now has to rotate off. And Mr. 5 staying alive here, able to find Pasquin, trying to push up through the middle. 56 seconds left, and Captain's alone. Wants to get rid of Mr. 5 in the window there. And such limited exposure through it. Mr. 5 finds the kills after missing a little bit earlier there. A solid 2-0 lead. A good start for Chronic on their map pick. Perfect start outside of a cap, but maybe that's what's on their mind next as we go to our next OBJ. Definitely tougher to cap on, but nonetheless, solid opening for Chronic and Blaze, doing their best to fight. Finding a few kills there, but ultimately the push timed right. They just can't get Mr. And I think Mr. 5 obviously being alive there saves that round. I think that push comes in on the bottom floor and they catch that kill. It is a 1-1 game here. Either way. 2-0, and Mr. 5 with a couple of kills off of that round goes up to 3-1. 5-1 for Indy, as they also found a kill on that trade, that headshot trade. Gonna kick things off that round. Let's see where we go from here for round 3. Appreciate everyone that is stopping in, tuning in, and hanging out, and enjoying some Onward action this fine Saturday night. Throw on the TV dinner and put on some Onward. That's what I say. Back to the gameplay.
Just calling him out to the south.
Hey, easy code, easy code.
See if Chronic go for any early picks. I imagine Mr. 5 just making sure no one pushing up too fast. A very aggressive defensive strategy does involve taking control of this 2-story. Essentially having some lines right down onto the spawn. And oh no, Chronic have a disconnect to open things up for them on this round. So they're down to 4. don't know. At least hasn't. DC, they're just running into the wall. I was worried they might have also disconnected there, but I don't think that's how you DC and on Onward. You just freeze up like we saw in the back. But either way, 4v5 here, and it's going to be a little bit until we do see that action with Cap and Zero holding pretty aggressive positions up front. They're really it's an interesting setup here. Very exposed to potential snipes from that south ravine, but for now, no one's pushing in from the south ravine. Indy is the only one there, but they're not taking up any positions that will be able to identify this defense here. And so this forward setup could be sprung onto Chronic. Oh, and a key turn for Zero as they catch Lace just about to find Captain. The cross identified by Aqua, but
moving down to lower dumpster.
not secured. And Indy, as their key shooter, does get into a pretty decent position. They'll be able to rotate in behind this defense, essentially. Aqua is the only one really watching this backside. 3:20 left, and Select begins their advancement. They've heard shots from Zero. I wonder what Indy was shooting at there. Time ticks down. 2:15 left for Indy and squad to push in. Aqua does spot Indy for a moment. Tucks back in, and Indy continues to suppress as Mr. 5 dives forward into the second story. They catch Zero out. A big swing up there. Select Pie. Almost team killed as well, as you saw the laser drift over in front of Mr. 5. Captain could be next on that list if Mr. 5 is observant enough to spot them in that corner. Smoke comes out, but again, these blaze positions are late. Matt in particular holding this bottom story, waiting for Mr. 5 to pop out. Captain as well up through the middle. Ooh, and Captain may have finally given away their position with that nade coming in. Captain pop up to take this challenge. They're still tucked in.
Less than a minute.
50 seconds left. Mr. 5 does pop down. Mad Outdoors finds that kill. Captain catches Select out, and Indy is left alone trying to deal with Aqua on the backside. They also are going to have to get rid of Captain there. But I think they've been so focused on Aqua that may not. Good smokes, though. Very good smokes. It may actually give them an opportunity. 25 seconds left. I don't know if they actually have the time now. And matter of fact, they're not going to, especially with that. And Indy, I think, recognizes it. 15 seconds. Chronic likely to lose this round. Captain caught sleeping for a moment. Swings back over and tags Indy down. And Blaze do put a round on the board. A nice patient defense. That does pay off with a win. See some memers are in the chat. These graphics are practically real life, okay? Yeah, we need some of that realism, graphic realism in VR. That'll be the real sim experience. But for now, we have the military sim Onward. There is also the new map, Egress, available here, not banned. Yet to see it played in League. But a potential map on the table. Back to it we go for round 4 with Chronic on the defense and Blaze up to bat.
The tower right
You
here.
want an extra smoke?
Yes.
I'm gonna go in the tower then. Captain has the shakes now.
On the hunt for some early picks, Zero pops up, doesn't ID anyone right away. Chronic likely to deploy a similar
see a damn
defense,
thing,
and if anything, Blaze getting a bit of a
Middle
farther
hotel,
spawn.
Middle hotel. Going on.
Already, though, they're deep in the south. Zero catches Insta 5 trying to get to the rooftop, so this south coverage for Blaze relatively weak here. Means that Blaze are going to be able to push right up. Really uncontested, honestly. As Chronic can prioritize the north-heavy defense, they're not going to have really much to watch the south.
Did you say keep pressed?
Select does have a line down into the south, but
South Valley, watch out.
it's not a good one.
Hold your positions, boys. Just hold.
They also now have Laced, who's reinforced from the bottom, so 2 lines out to the south. Easily smoked. Worked around, though. We'll have to see how Blaze approach. Asquin takes a couple of hits, but they'll be all right.
I could have sworn I nailed him right in the chest, but I think he's still up.
Was that basement or second floor?
Yeah, he was basement.
Okay.
He was basement, facing this way. I don't know how I didn't know.
Zero, do you think?
I don't see it. No, I can try to get to an angle.
Aggressive fire from Cap onto both windows allows Aqua to push forward. They can now
But be careful. Just hold.
smoke the bottom floor. They're close enough to throw one.
I have 2 extra flashes if anybody needs them.
One at West Church, one at West Church.
It's actually a pretty good move. It could distract Select nicely if they can smoke bottom floor. Aqua and Matt can push right in.
Oh, excuse my language. Oh no. What? I'm getting out of this spot. I think he's in West.
And now they have very limited coverage of the south. All 4 stacked up on the south side. Only 1, 0. Through the middle there. It's going to come down to Select and Laced holding this down. And giving 0 a smoke as well. The first smoke doesn't block the bottom floor, but Laced isn't there anymore. If anything, that smoke's going to allow for a covered entry right into the bottom floor to challenge Laced here, who is very tucked in and waiting. Cap catches Select on the top floor. Yeah, Blaze has control of this back entry. Indy's not here. Matt goes past Laced, and Laced has to challenge. Matt can't find them in the smoke as Matt is tucked in. Aqua finds the kill. The shotgun failing Chronic, and Blaze bounce back from a tough start to take the lead 3-2. Well, a full auto spray into the corner might have done the job, you know. I think also there was that smoke on the corner that I think was billowing through, and so it was also denying a little bit of vision onto the cap there, but that's tough. Tough for Chronic, great for Blaze. Right back into this one and in the lead. They go on the defense now, a new objective. Definitely a chance to secure this map. Captain Doctor in here. Thanking you for the cast. You're more than welcome. Happy to be here and catch a good solid mid-tier matchup before the end of season. Could be a while before either of these teams get put on cast again, so you know, we're going to go into season break, and depending on how they do in CC next weekend, if they enter into it, may not see them again until next season. So a final moment, I suppose, for both teams to impress the masses. We'll see if Chronic can find a cap here. That would certainly bounce things back, and it is a capable objective. We'll have to see. We go into round 4.
No.
I don't know where I would put it.
Put it by
I don't know where I could put it.
You can put it by the entrance.
Oh, a 1-2
Two
piece. Matt and Captain
53.
go down out the gate, and Blaze are instantly chipped down to 3. It allows for advancements from Laced and Chronic to push in, and frankly, if they just challenge this and push for a cap, they have it. How far away 0 is. A big stop from Aqua there.
You sure I got one?
But even off of that quick double, Chronic not pushing in on objective. Chronic really can cap this and push up. Take the map win. It's a pretty dang good smoke. Oh, I like the idea of putting a smoke on top there to deny Aqua a line. Oh, across from Smiths gets caught out.
One dead.
And right now, Chronic have lost their advantage. Blaze looking to take this map as they hold things down. Zero with this aggressive swing has put themselves into a very good spot to deny really any advancement to this middle hotel, middle 3-story. It'll be very hard for Mr. 5 and the team to get across.
Yeah, we're right here. How many smoke?
One for one. Chronic are technically out on top as they can get the res. And Zero's still super far away from objective.
In just a second, I will.
Select and Indy and this team need to suppress Zero and push objective. They need to take this advantage they have right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the front.
Ooh, Mr. 5 almost has an angle. The push is coming in from Indy as Aqua drops off the second floor.
He's coming up with Jewish.
Oh, and a big kill there from Aqua. Zero alone. As Mr. 5 sees the opportunity in front of them. Zero still has a line down into this objective, and Mr. 5 can't get across. The cap is so close. Will Select take the same risk? 2:20 left. As long as Zero stays tucked in, Select's not going to really find much of an angle here. This is the right idea to check. But with Zero inside, they'll be fine. 2 minutes left, a 1v1. Pretty risky to do this, but I guess they're confident they have no one moving in from the south, which would really be the big risk of Zero holding this, is that at any point someone could push in from that south side and cap. At any point Select could run around Zero. It would be a long rotation. They'd have to be far enough away to avoid audio, or else Zero could catch that rotation. And now with time ticking down, Select doesn't have that option anymore, so Zero, if they just trust in the fact that no one's pushing south, they're in the right spot. I wonder if Zero's going to hold this spot until the final 10, 20 seconds. No utility left for Select. An open objective in front of them. "25 seconds. Time is ticking. Not going to have enough time to punch in the code here soon enough. They push out. Zero's holding down the angle, and they'll catch the kill. Blaze take the map off a cap, and a final clutch hold from Zero. Chronic started so strong, but now it's Blaze's map pick for map 2. Let's see the comment on that last cap. A knife would have been more effective, yeah. I think so, but some players have their preferences, you know. I've seen the shotguns come out a couple of times. Not from any teams in the master tier, but I have seen it come out. at a relatively high tier. I think in gold or diamond. But I think some people like what they like, you know. He now waits to see where we go for map 2. It is going to be Blaze's map pick. Like I said, I'm thinking Shipyard here, with their win percentage and experience on it. Arctic off the table, obviously, so no close quarters. I mean, cargo, I think, was thrown out in chat earlier as an option. Could be. As we wait for the lobby, waiting to see if I'm getting any additional info here. Still don't see the map. But I suppose I do appreciate everyone that is here. And while we're waiting, a shout out to our sponsors, ProTube VR and VR Cover, coming in and offering up some cash and hardware for our champions this season. We appreciate their support. And there it is, the Shipyard pick. No surprise. 2. A little bit of a different style. Shipyard still long range in some spaces, but ultimately these close quarters experience that can be played rather aggressively. I do wonder if Blaze are going to try and play this quickly, or if we'll see that more methodical style, because you also do have the option to play this pretty passively on offense as well. A lot of height options, a lot of long range angles. And right now a map that Blaze are playing better than Chronic. At least. Well, yeah, I mean, if we're going to look at the stats, now is the time to look at them. 14 weeks of regular season gameplay behind them. Just waiting on players to populate lobby, and then we should be hopping in to our second map. If you do want more info about VRML Con, you can go to vrmlcon.com. That's kind of a mouthful, but that'll direct you to our landing page that has all the info, the events, the dates, the times, the tournament info, where you can buy tickets, and a little ad that I was part in creating. At least the voice. I didn't do any of the other work. I did do the voice. Looks like Blaze swapping out a couple of folks with Kitten Mittens coming in. That might be the only swap. Nothing on Chronic as we see the same 5. Should be getting into round 1 of map 2 soon enough. Not a lot to be said here. they've already haven't. As we do just wait for a full lobby. Appreciate your patience at home, and appreciate you all sticking around, hanging out, enjoying another night of Onward. And as a reminder, again, tomorrow afternoon, 12 p.m. PST, we will have a top-tier matchup between the EU teams, so do be sure to tune into that. It might actually have some importance behind it, as it will potentially determine if one of those teams is getting into the top 8 in their region or not. I think actually it's worldwide, so even more so. Could be wrong on that, though. We'll have to see how what the format looks like for the CC Challenger Cup. Looks like, though, both teams are finally ready, and we will be getting into Shipyard for round 1.
Right here. Sorry.
That guy. 865. Onward. Everybody tuck in their pants and their boots. About to get fit.
No, and the challenge
On roof, on roof.
caught out by Zero early. A risky push up the stairs. Laced sets up to catch it out and does. They may even get a bit aggressive on the ship themselves as they pull off a pretty meta play, actually. Flashing for safety and pushing up underneath the ramp. Be a key threat to anyone that wants to push off of the ship. Smiths with an overwatch position as well, and so if you do try and challenge Laced, you're going to get shot by Smiths first.
On ship, at least two. On this red
Sounds like a guy under the red ramp.
Info being conveyed. The call out comes in on the Laced, and Matt peeks out just in time to catch the kill. Good comms from Blaze. Net them a pick up and turn this into a 4-4. Chronic heavily stacking inside the building. An interesting strategy, one that's not often deployed. More often than not, players prioritize defending the entry to the building. Chronic allowing Blaze to push up all the way to it, really. Select and Mr. 5 in particular, holding deep angles inside. Smith's really the only one watching a forward position here.
-1, red ramp.
Oh, Kitten falls down from high heights on the ship. Asquin will rotate around and get the res. Chronic unknowingly at a temporary 4v2, but still in an advantage. And I just don't know. They don't have really great control of half the map, you know. If it's just a matter of pushing, it's a matter of pushing up through the middle. Really uncovered here. Indy watching a very sliced angle. It's going to be very hard for Kitten to get rid of. Smoke will be the best tool here. And it does come out. Goes a little too far, but because it comes out, Indy does rotate off. Does allow for Kitten to cross over to the middle. And Blaze, for now, kind of running amok. Interesting use of utility for Kitten to get over to the rest of his team. Didn't need to use that utility. Either way, Blaze are all stacked up on the ship and prepping entry with 2:30 left.
Red ramp, red ramp.
And 35 on the clock. Eventually, Blaze will have to push in.
Negative. I have one. Trying to put
1 minute left. And Blaze has been sitting here for basically 3 minutes.
I'm over here like breachers trying to point it over here.
Pretty good smoke there, lands. Should cover Matt's cross, and it does. Ooh, they're now looking to bite the ankles of Smith. They easily could. Oh, but Smith catches 2 on the doorway. Indian Select are here to hold things down, and Pasquin alone in their push now. Finds Indy on the backside, wins that fight. A 1v2 in front of them now. 15 seconds left. They have to go straight at objective. They've taken way too long in their efforts to get here. Waited way too long in the front, and they run right into 2. To Chronic it goes. Up 1-0 on Blaze's map pick. Waiting for a reconnect on Blaze's end so we can have a full 5, and then we should be back into a kitten. Disconnecting at some point there. Maybe they'll bring back in who they had at the start of the series, but either way. A brief pause before we get back to it. Taking the full time on that last round, though. 6 seconds left on the clock. And I think we may go to an intermission here as we wait for Blaze to reconnect and get back into it. There's Kidden just in time. Hopefully not long before we get back into round 2.
Careful on the Russia ship.
Yep. You're gonna go on the far eastern side, right?
It'd be the northern side. 6981, 981 placed.
I traded. Yeah, he's traded.
Ooh.
-1, center.
Tried to push in for the res, gets picked off. Chronic opening things up much like they did on round 1. Kidden catches a kill and then ducks back in time. Select taking shots from the roof.
Okay, there's one right
We are
side.
trading all over the place here. Night Outdoors still able to radio and anything they hear or see.
One right side.
But for now, Blaze are cut down to 3 with Pasquin on the basement. Haven't seen a basement push on a shipyard in a very long time. Finally, Matt gets confirmed. Blaze left with 3 on objective. Very similar defense here that does not have coverage in front of their building here. Indy already inside. And really, Aqua's the only one on objective. If Indy can find that kill, they could put Chronic up 3-0 here. All this audio info, though, Pasquin and Kittens confusing Indy. I think someone's above them. Select trying to cross, goes down by Kittens. Mr. 5 tries to catch a quick refrag. Oh, and as they peek, Aqua drops the angle. Finally, Indy has made their way in. Aqua's down. Where's the rest of the defense? Not here. Indy crouches down. Tablet out. Pasquin is rushing back. Will he get here in time to stop the cap? They do. Pasquin goes down in a trade. Kittens is on objective now, and they fend off a cap attempt. By the skin of their teeth, Blaze tied up 1 apiece. Quick look at the KDs there for you, and now the overall score line. Blaze taking map 1 from Chronic 4-2. Trying to fight back here. New objective might get Blaze into this one, but I guess that defensive round was pretty big. Chronic nearly going up 3-1, 3-0. I don't blame him for trying for it, but that could have been what Blaze need for a shipyard to go their way, so only a matter of time before we see how this objective plays out on the ship. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm basically 2 different colors. There is a hearty 9 days of surfing in a row. Wearing a wetsuit that starts right there. A farmer's tan, as they say. I say a surfer's tan. We get back to it, round 3.
Yes. Don't slam your knife like that. Oh.
Septic.
They could technically get there before we see them.
No early action out of the push from the south, and as I say that, selected Matt. Engage in a bit of a fight there. More information as Smith's ID's Aqua. Tries to get a flash up and over, but it doesn't go far enough. Oh no, it does catch Aqua out.
-1.
Either that or they flashed themselves. I'm not sure. But Smith peeks out to find a kill. Chronic have 5 alive. DeBlaze is 3. Make it 2 as Pasquin scoops up a kill on the top.
-1.
5v1 for Blaze here as 0F given a lot to do. That's quite a few angles still locked in over here, so it'll be pretty tough to do it. Chronic take the win with Select Pie finding the kill on a 0 from a distance, and so far Chronic looking much more stable here on Shipyard. Of course, they did start well on Downfall also, so who's to say that they haven't been playing good all series, really. So, starving over. We'll make it. Persevere. Taking the time between rounds to strategize. Blaze wanting to put up a solid attempt here, I imagine. Everyone is ready, so we should be starting round 4 soon.
Okay, I can smoke it too, but
Matt has gotten past the offense. Position now almost behind the entirety of Chronic. They do have players like Smiths and Select still outside. And the first kill for Chronic does open up a route on the south. And Matt's giving away their position now in the bottom floor as they catch a kill. Meanwhile, Laced pushing objective nearly. Flashes are coming in up over the top. C4 detonates as Laced passes it. Rotating around. Will they get there in time to catch Aqua? They will. Pasquin pulls out the tablet in time to check that things are being pushed in a team kill for the Kitten on objective.
Go ahead.
As chaos unfolds. Again, behind this defense, Matt checking tablet. Rotating back after they hear some footsteps. A beautiful utility piece that doesn't go far enough. Doesn't catch Smiths. But Matt is behind this offense here. Indy unaware of Matt's position. Matt does catch the kill, but not before Indy does. Information for Smiths to work with. They now know Matt's behind them, but a trade will net Blaze a win, so ultimately they're in a bit of a better spot. Smith seems to just push past the threat of Matt, forcing Matt to chase into the dark corners. With 3:30 left, Smith's playing confidently here. A trade with Pasquin is a win for Blaze, with Kitten and Matt both alive, but a near cap puts a little bit of worry in the minds of Blaze. Chronic nearly did push up 3-1 there with a aggressive push through the middle. If anything, this next objective offers a similar opportunity. We'll see if Blaze want to try and push for it, or it will be more of that methodical style. Either way, 2-2 out the gate here on map 2. Both teams fighting for their chance to find a W. The final W of the season, of regular season at least. If Chronic take the win here, we do go to a map 3 decider. If they don't, that third match still gets played out, but I may sign off. Ultimately, if either one of the teams wins, they're not going to impact how much they go up in that ladder enough to put them into the top 8 worldwide. Not at this stage in the season, at least. Still, though, they do want to end the season as high as they can be, so for the teams, it's important. A series win is all I'm here for, to see, ultimately, so just a little warning there, but that's yet to be determined. Chronic could take us to that map 3 decider, in which case we'll stick around to see who does take the series win. Technically going to series point for our next round. It's round 5, not 6, but either way, close enough. An aggressive push up the shipyard does put Blaze into an early attacking position down the ship. Select buy will be their first priority. They may not know it yet. Perfectly timed peek from Select, catches Matt open in the cross.
No one should.
Just like every defensive round, Chronic have a pretty good start.
I just shooting.
As this duo pushes in, they're going to have to be cautious because, again, Select still here on the top floor defending. So if they're not careful, Pasquin could find a line, but they are very cautious of that rooftop what it can see. Seems like Select temporarily distracted by their teammates' footsteps behind them. Hero trying to work their way through this defense. They catch Lace. There's like a little bit of a quick route. Select does get Pasquin on the roof and trades with one on the ship there.
On the gray ramp, or blue ramp.
They'll be able to call out a lot of info. Aqua's going to want to confirm that, but it's going to be hard. Sushi has rotated a bit, giving Zero an idea of where this defender is. Oh, and the timing not in Zero's favor. Lay Sushi finds the kill. Aqua flying in towards objective. Indy far away, and Laced here goes down. Smith's in the corner, finds the kill they need, and Chronic go up 3-2. Oh, map 3 is probably going to be quarantine. That's going to be a long one. A long series this afternoon here, folks. These teams taking all their time between rounds and in these rounds. Probably the fastest round we've had all series. It's a strategy, a style. Some teams like to be very methodical. Try and slowly inch their way through a map, clearing every angle. Others trust in their understanding of timing and positions, take a few risks with utility placements, play things a little bit faster. As a spectator, I prefer that over watching the slow play, but I also enjoy the final minute and a half of a round as much as the next guy. It's a matter of getting there sometimes that takes some time, but hey, it's all a varying amount of strategy, and Onward enables all of those different types of strategies. That's the beauty of it. The variety that Onward provides you. No one way is a guaranteed method of winning. Like I might be hungry for another 45 minutes because we are danger close to going to a map 3.
Am I jiggling? Am I jiggling, guys? Am I jiggling? Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Oh, what did you do?
One down by 0.
-1.
A good defensive opening for Blaze. Part of that, a Chronic. Nice C4 over the top as Aqua hears Smith's pushing through the smoke, and Mr. 5 suddenly finds themselves alone in a 1v5. We got 4 minutes left, so we could be slow crawling our way all the way to objective at this rate. Oh man, and Mr. 5 barely being undetected there by Kittens on the corner. Even the players need some sort of entertainment as the time ticks down. Kitten asking for a song to be sung by his teammates. Taking us down to the minute. Down to the wire. The 1v5, Mr. 5, feeling confident they'll be able to break in, take the trio on objective, punch the code in. And the slow crawling all paying off for a shot in the back. By 0. Ties us up 3 apiece. Series point again as Blaze a round away from taking map 2, and the series Chronic a round away from taking it to a map 3. Map 3 and 45 more minutes of me being hungry, but things I do, you know? This just has been oh, I wouldn't say actually that's slow of a series, I suppose. 2 maps done in an hour and a half. Yeah, that's pretty long. I guess more average than anything though, but we did start with Downfall. Shipyard, not a small map. 3rd map gonna be Quarantine, so another non-small map either.
They got a hard code, kind of. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching, giggling, watching the screen.
Let's go. I know, it's so good.
Oh, that was something else. Y'all look
Yeah.
Blaze do have the full control of the ship to them. How they use it will be remain to be seen, but do have it, and wow, I haven't seen this position taken. Select tucking in very far behind the defense, and honestly, it's smart because they'll hear this potential drop down in the corner. I like it. I think Kittens took the headset off for us for a quick second there. Had to go take care of some business. Select catches Matt on the roof.
Oops, one. Alright, 54, just wait.
I don't think so. Whoa, shit. One, hey, one by the OBJ building on the left side. Oh, fuck. Well.
Hopefully, got the double tap out in time. Indeed, I got the tap out. I mean, there's still someone on ship though, near laced.
Room, second story. And we're gonna have to go though.
-1 coming up, Link.
Oh, that's gonna be Chronic taking the map. Does take us to a map 3 decider, but I think I may just sign off here. I am getting hunger cramps at this point, people. We'll see. I don't know, man. Maybe I can stick it out for you at home. Doesn't matter. Tomorrow's game is going to be more important, as that is a top-tier matchup. I just don't know if I can wait around another 45 minutes for a whole nother map at this point. Not to say it's anything of the team's fault. They just really went the distance on this series here. We'll hang out. We'll push through for map 3 for you. We have to do a technical restart on my end, though, so if you bear with me, we sort that out. Map 3, like I said, probably going to be quarantine. Just waiting now to see where they choose. Cargo, I think, was thrown out earlier, but I doubt that gets chosen now, especially by Chronic. I think Quarantine is like their third most played map. So that's where I would think we're headed. Yeah, there it is. No surprise to me. Sticking to the theme of long range and probably pushing all 6 minutes out of every round here coming up. Going to be kicking it off in the north on Quarantine. We're going to see if we get a swap in from Blaze. Looks like the same roster. No subs on Chronic's end. And we should be jumping into our final round of the series here any moment now. We continue to wait. Probably go to a brief intermission and we come back. The final series, final map.
two crossed
Round
over
one on
money
quarantine
trucks.
kicking off. I'm your hungry caster, NightFiree, with Zero getting hungry for some kills early on the corner as Lace comes flying in. Going to be an early pickup. The spawn on the crater gets identified very soon, and it means that Chronic are in some ways trapped in the back there.
Yeah, one more at the rock.
Wow, they push out past the rock,
We're going behind.
past the corner. They
Yeah,
do
we
not
have to
see
kill that guy.
Zero push over to this car. Zero's tucked in and waiting. Oh, and they catch Mr. 5 unexpecting. They were holding the far corner, not the quick truck. A nice rotation by Zero here, and so far, Blaze opening this round up nicely, and he doesn't go down quite yet with those headshots, but Utility may give Zero the opportunity. It's a trade. Zero completely down, and
-1 northwest.
the kill comes through. Smith's pushing objective here with Select Pie barreling down on it. Here's Utility already out. No one's coming around to flank this off, and I mean, Smiths can walk up to the objective. Where is the final defender of Blaze? Where is that third defender? It's Matt Outdoors, who at this stage needs to rotate back to the objective. A key kill from Aqua. Shuts down on objective defense, and shots from Pasquin find the one over top Blaze with 3 left. Go up 1-0 out the gate. One, 2-0 in our series deciding map 3. Standard defensive round opening. North's pretty hard to push to. They got the quick spawn and were identified early. Zero played it very well. No real opportunity for Chronic outside of Smith's getting pretty dang close to the objective. A flash over the truck and a push towards it would have been a cap considering where Matt was and how far away they were from objective. Sometimes you're just that close. You'll never know it. Either way, round 1 nicely done, and now Blaze go on the attack for round 2. Our not time getting to, but here we go. Round 2.
Hey, do not be seen. Just don't be seen. That's all.
Yep.
Not playing.
I think I'm gonna try to move to AC roof, the east side of it.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds like a plan.
Sweet. 3894. Ooh, slam dunk.
Pretty aggressive opening here from Blaze. They get the same spawn and do push in right away.
Shit.
Aqua gets
There's one,
tagged,
near
but
where
is
we
able
were
to
to go.
heal. Doesn't go down, and
The money truck's pretty quick.
a little bit of info to the team. That information should also now mean that they know
I think I got one on motel.
that they're pushing in from the north side. Northeast
-1 on
side here.
motel.
Also want to zip over to Indy, who has pushed up and challenging Matt. Bullets zip past Indy's toes. Smoke comes in, and
There's
Indy
one on
actually
money
uses
trucks.
that to drop back.
Yeah, watch over there, select. There's one over here.
Oh, and Indy's so far out here. Aqua gonna find them completely exposed on the
I got the
wall.
one by the near money tracks on the other side of the building.
Blaze still trying to fend off,
One pushing up towards you, Indy.
but the rest of Blaze pretty far away. Everyone just kind of punting for picks. That finds one. Big one on objective.
One just made it to the bank trucks.
Smith tried to catch out the cross, but couldn't. Aqua, Paskin, Kitten. All still waiting to advance up, and as I say that, Smith's crashing back to objective for the res. Doesn't get spotted by Aqua on the big rotation that they do make, and they do get over here for the res. So a 4v3 now. Advantage back to Chronic. Smith finds Aqua on the roof. M203 didn't go far enough. So laced on the objective is fine. Select is still holding down the exit for Matt. And ultimately, Blaze have no easy way in.
Minus one.
Matt, the last attacker. And Select diligently holding the angle. They find the kill. And we're tied up, one apiece. Defensive rounds opening things up and keeping us even on our map decider. Always do enjoy a good quarantine map. One of the more competitive maps, I say. A lot of variety to it. Requires a lot of teamwork and map knowledge. And if you want to see who's the best of the game, and the map is definitely a good one to test that, so. Not surprising that we open up with defensive rounds, but our next objective is a bit of a vulnerable one. Can be challenging to set up proper defenses for. Even more challenging to attack, so. Both teams have a task ahead of them that requires either good utility usage or what I would say to be pretty aggressive defensive setup. Not really a whole lot of routes where you can allow the team to push to this objective and get very close. If you do, it's so risky. A lot of defenses tend to account for that, invest in being aggressive or pushing to certain positions that get them height or views down into the courtyard. We'll see what Blaze throw on the defensive side of things
Alright, let's get it, guys.
as we go into it for round 3.
Get it. I hope they heard the singing on Sugar. That would be great. Nothing but a heartache.
Blaze continuing to carry the momentum of singing in. quarantine here. Granted, Chronic did win last minute on Shipyard, but hey, everyone's having fun here. That's the whole idea. Players in particular at this stage know they're not going to qualify for the finals, but they are playing a solid game here today. A good, evenly matched battle. That's the whole point. Smith connects. Zero quickly refrags.
Got one of them done. North.
The coverage of objective is pretty weak, though. Asquin does get rezzed. Aqua able to get over there in time before Mr. 5 or Indy can do much. It's still a very risky spot to be. Oftentimes, the nades utility lands right where Pasquin is.
Yep, I'm looking south now only.
They have no courtyard coverage, though. And so Laced is able to make their way up here. They may have heard Pasquin talk, and they do find the kill. The smoke comes flying in, a Hail Mary to deny vision, and Aqua can't deny it in time. The cap gets punched in by Lace, and Chronic finally find the objective push they've been looking for. They go up 3-1 on the final map. Hey, maybe Chronic should have been deploying some of these faster-paced strategies earlier. Clearly works, or worked well there against Blaze. Like I said, too, a tucked-in defense on this objective is a dangerous one for that reason. It's why you often have players push up to the rooftop on the north side. It's dangerous to push that rooftop considering a spawn point can be there. But yeah, there it is. How will Blaze approach this one? Pushing in for the round or trying to mimic with the cap themselves, taking us to a tie game round decider? You can see here Blaze prioritizing and getting control of the north. Seems it's a very long rotation. They're going to come all the way out. May not actually push this north side. They may rotate all the way around to go in behind.
Hospital.
Here from Chronic, we're seeing that
Double tap, that's
bit
54.
more aggressive defensive setup. Mr. 5 taking control of the what is often called a hospital building, because there is a hospital ambulance out in front of it. The risk of what Chronic are setting up for here is that by getting aggressive, pushing forward to battle and prevent what we just saw happen, is that you lose control of the south side of the objective. So is at least Matt Outdoors continuing on their rotation to swing all the way in from the south. Rotate all the way through these buildings. Behind the hotel. Across the street. Undetected. No one's watching. Push all the way around. I would say go all the way around. But this part would be risky. Maybe push up through the middle there. Would be a bit of a safer bet. Inside objective building. Win the trade against Slave Sushi. Kill Smith's in the corner. And if a smoke's here, cap with the rest of the defense crashing back. So we'll see how that works for Blaze. All the while, there's 3 more attackers setting up. And so the execution element is what this play relies on. Oh, interesting that they've taken shots so early that Matt decided to try and go for a kill here. Oh, the smoke gets onto the top deck too, not where they wanted it. Either way, unneeded. Get past that line of sight. Lay Sushi is on alert though and aware that this flank is coming in. Pasquin soon to have lines down into the objective space, but Mr. 5 could potentially find a headshot here. Looking out through the window. And they do catch the head of Pasquin. 3 kills away from Chronic taking the series. As Blaze try and find a way up to this objective. Time also an element that Blaze have had trouble managing on the offense. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. It's enough time for Matt to push, but the rest of the offense is still pretty far away. I think Zero is going up to the 3-story back at spawn, but Mr. 5
2 down, 2 down.
catches that kill. What Matt is going to do, 1:30 on the clock. Time continues to tick down and no forward movement here. They're not
He's still right up there on the right.
seemingly concerned. Maybe waiting for Kitten for this rotation before they move. They know the time. They see it on the tablet, so they're going to have to go soon. One minute. A pretty big kill for Matt here. Select Pie has to rotate back and regain control. A big kill on objective from Kittens. 30 seconds left. Kitten finds a double, a team kill on objective. Matt is alone on the push. Mr. 5 crashing back, trying to defend. 25 seconds left. A big smoke, and Matt has the tablet out. Is Blaze gonna get the cap as flashes come in? Kitten goes down to Mr. 5, but Matt's still punching in the code, and he gets it in time. Oh my goodness. The play works. The M203 blocking Mr. 5's vision for the cross. "13 seconds left. They couldn't be much closer. And I think that's what Blaze have been going for on almost all of their late offensive pushes this whole series. Trying to attack in the final moments. Throw their offense and defense into chaos. Kitten almost got a kill there too. I wonder if they were shooting at the ground though. And just trying to be a distraction in the smoke. But if they had killed their opponent through the smoke, we'd be looking at a 3-2 instead. But we go to a final round, and it's a round that I think is pretty easy to defend. I would say in favor of Blaze here. You really can stay tucked in, and it can allow the offense to come to you, because to get this objective, it really requires... I don't know. A lot of smoke and a rotation from the south, I think. Which is hard to pull off. Well, depending on the spawn, you can actually spawn south. But I think the safest way pushing it is from the south. Or the north, but not up the middle. We'll go into our final round of the series.
Dude, I sit around all the time.
I'll have to see how Chronic approach a pretty fast spawn in the north. They successfully captured the objective last time they pushed fast. Good thing we stuck around to figure out how this one finishes, because it is quite a tense final map here on Quarantine. Uh-oh, and Blaze shoots at the wrong kitten. They were there on the stairs, just the other stairs.
Nice.
Yeah, they went far west.
Nice job.
See that dude. He had to go far west, right at him.
Yeah.
But then again, it's been a long day, so there's no telling what happened there.
Did you
To be
win?
perfectly
Did you win the fishing tournament?
No.
Oh.
No, I did not.
Was it
It's
fun?
all good though. Oh yeah, it's a good time. It's a breast cancer tournament. So
Oh,
it's like
nice.
a huge tournament over here.
Oh, that's
and,
awesome.
It's a good time.
Love that.
Good time.
Good.
It was for a good cause, regardless. They raised a lot
Hell
of money,
yeah.
and we had a good time.
That's wonderful.
Okay. You ready to help out?
Yep.
Ask them.
Utility coming in, and
Yeah, I'll send
after a relaxing conversation, they sense it's time to pay attention here, and his shots come in. Zero finds the second kill of the day.
I don't know if I killed him.
Asquin able to ID that push coming in.
You have eyes on the OBJ? Is that right?
Yeah.
I also now realize that it could would make more sense if Indy's name was a play
I
on
do. I mean, there's a little while away.
Indica instead, and it was Indicouch, which is maybe what that is instead. But I like Indie Couch. It's like an indie developer, but you're a couch, you know?
That's true.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, what would an indie couch look like? Think
10-4.
Matt, what did you say?
If y'all get where that flash came
3 left on Chronic. Select up the middle and 2 here pushing in slowly towards Kitten.
Yep.
Aqua is also here, eyes on. Select catches 0 on a huge rotation way out in the open there. First kill for Chronic, at least tries to even the odds a bit.
Oh, I think that's a dead body that I shot at.
Yeah, you're.
We're a little weak on the South Hill.
Blaze does have their coverage pretty good, though.
Come on. Aspen, you stay there, I'll watch.
As long as Kitten stays on the stairs, Mr. 5 finds a kill. Finds 2 as Aqua goes down. There's the side frag coming in from Matt. Still, though, the push on objective is coming with Select up the middle. 43 seconds left. Blazer down to 2. Indica on the short corner finds Pasquin. Matt is left alone in a 1v2 with 35 seconds on the clock. How do they play this? I think you prone inside this building. Why bother looking for long-range trades early here and exposing yourself? 25 seconds left. This is the smart play. They'll see Select, but they miss. Causes a delay in their advance, though. Select continues to push forward. Matt sees that and deploys some nades. Those come up and over. And Select has Tablet out, trying to punch in the code. The flash is there, and the shot's on the back from into couch. Find them, and Chronic secure the final win of their regular season in Season 14. Down to the final 6 seconds. Well, that's how the whole series, frankly, has been played out. Down to the final seconds. Chronic advance 4-3. They take the final win. What a way to wrap that up. A methodical downfall in Shipyard, and ultimately, I would say, a pretty quick quarantine. Way faster than, I mean, half the time of the other 2 maps. Either way, a fun series to tune into. Happy we stuck around to finish it off, and apologies for any attitude on stream, but hey, it's me getting hangry, and it's me signing out so I can conquer that hanger. Appreciate you all hanging out and enjoying the action. Challenger Cup starts next weekend, so do be sure to tune in to that. Lots of action broadcasted live on this channel and others. We'll have multiple streams live, most likely. All leading into a postseason in the next couple of weekends, so do be sure to stick around. It's going to be the best Onward that you can get your eyes on. But that'll be it for me. My name's Ben NightFiree with 2 E's. Until next time, stay classy.